Today, I introduce to you the Quad Parallel 28 gauge macro coil. Fact, the more the surface area, the better the flavor. Fact, the more the surface area, the more the vapor. Damn is all I got to say. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do this build. You ready? Let's rock and roll. First thing you're going to want to do is cut 4 strands of this 28 gauge Kanthal about a foot in length each strand. Next step, straighten each wire. Each 1 foot segment as straight as possible. Then what you're going to want to do is get these strands as close together, as parallel, side by side as possible. We're going to be using this flathead screwdriver. We're going to be doing 10 wraps with these 4 strands parallel, and this is equivalent to something that's 2.4 millimeters in width or a 3/32 drill bit. The beauty of this Kanthal is we can always go back and take each strand and pull it tight from both sides and get that slack out. Okay, just pull it tight. It's looking pretty good. So far, there's our quad parallel using 28 gauge. Now, you got to make sure if you got anything overlapping, all you do is you grab each individual lead, pull it tight, pull that slack out. You'll get it nice even, and you'll get it nice and flush. Clip the longest lead. We're going to be using the Plume Veil by Aethertech. Got her sitting on this IPv2 50 watt device. Inserting my leads. Make sure your leads are going in completely parallel, side by side. Lift her up, center her, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to angle her. Angle her so she fits. That way she fits on that deck. Well, she's going from the inside out. Oh yeah. See, that's why I love this 50 watt device. You can use builds like this that cover so much surface area and you get a killer vape. Clip this end. Alright, just like that. Stuff just the end in the cup. Okay, boom. Remember in the Plume Veil, you've got air holes coming in through the negative post. You want to make sure that it's open. And as you can see, it's completely open. Now this part up here, I'm going to bend it just to sit on top of these screws, just like that. That's how I've been doing it with this build, and it's been fantastic. Oh yeah. Got the top cap set in single air hole mode. I took the Delrin piece out because I just like more airflow, especially with the setup, and it gives me more room up top. I don't want that coil touching that Delrin piece, but the good thing about the Plume Veil is I have the option to take the old Delrin piece out. Lined up in front and on each side down below. Got plenty of room up top, and the reason why I love how I wick this, the reason why it works so great is because there's just a little bit touching the deck and there's a whole lot sitting on those screws, so when you drip, you're dripping right on cotton which goes down to the coil. Anything else that gets on that deck is just going to be absorbed by the bottom portion of this wick. It's just fantastic. Fogging it! So that is how to build a quad parallel 28 gauge macro coil, boys and girls. Got her sitting on this IPv2 vapor in the Plume Veil RDA, as you guys saw up close. The build came out to 0.5 ohms and at 50 watts. Pushing 50 watts, that's at 5.1 volts. Whoa! So yeah, if you're going to be doing a build like this, okay, 9-10 wraps on a 3/32 drill bit, I suggest you have a device, regulated device, that's pushing at least 40 watts, okay? 40 to 50 watts, you know, that's a great range right there. Like I said, I've got this thing at 50 watts, and the flavor from the get-go is boom, it's pie. It's really dense, hot, warm vape. It produces thick vapor, and that all depends on the device you're using, okay? But I'm using the Plume Veil, and this thing right now, this thing is the bee's knees. This thing is the RDA to have. I mean, it ranks top 2 in the devices that I use on a daily basis. Like I said, okay, the more the surface area, the better the flavor, and the more the vapor. So if this looks intriguing to you, give it a shot. Guarantee you, you won't regret it, especially if you have something like the IPv2. And the good news is, this IPv2, I mean, it's hitting the market, and it's going to be hitting the market everywhere, and it's cheap. No more than 110 bucks, guys, for a device regulated, pushes up to 50 watts. Sick as tits! So yeah, that is the quad parallel 28 gauge macro coil. Do it. Do it! This is Rip Trippers, and remember, smoking is dead, vaping is the future, and the future is now.